All right, my friends, you're listening here to the home of Conservative Not Bitter Talk. Yes, I am your host, Todd Huff, and it is me, whether it sounds like me or not. I'm not really sure how much it sounds like me this morning exactly as it stands, but I promise you it is me. The voice is just not working as it should here, so I'm going to do my best to get through today's program without any hiccups with the voice. It's a pleasure to be here. Hope you had a great weekend as well. Email is todd@toddhuffshow.com. You can email me thoughts, questions, opinions, feedback, adoration, and praise. Also accepted at that email address. Again, todd@toddhuffshow.com. So, I want to talk about COVID-19 today. I want to talk about the Delta variant. I want to talk about some things that are being said on, for example, CNN. I've got a soundbite here from Don Lemon when he passes his, I don't know who comes on first over there at CNN. Is it Don Lemon? I think it's Cuomo. Tough guy Chris Cuomo comes on, and then Don Lemon comes on the program comes on CNN. And they're passing one of them's passing to the other. I don't know. I don't watch enough to know. I do tune in from time to time to just for the entertainment factor, not intentional entertainment, the unintentional entertainment. And so now they are literally Don Lemon is literally proposing ideas that if you don't have the COVID vaccine, you shouldn't be able to go to the grocery store, among other things. I'll share that with you as well. I just, as we're talking about this COVID, we got the Delta variant. We've got numbers of cases going up. We've got deaths, which have stayed relatively low. We don't know necessarily what's going to happen. I think I've been careful the whole time with this. I don't know. I don't think we should mock COVID or anything like that. I think we should be smart and be responsible while not allowing the things that this nation was built upon to be threatened and taken away. I don't think any serious-minded person that believes in personal liberty should be saying that unvaccinated people should not be allowed to go to the supermarket, as Don Lemon says here. We got Fauci. He was out over the weekend, which honestly, that terrifies me. Fauci says on ABC News with, this week or whatever, it was with John Carl instead of Stephanopoulos. He said that we're probably not headed towards a lockdown, which given Fauci's record of being exactly wrong, I'm probably going to save that. We should probably save this soundbite for when Fauci starts talking about why we should do lockdowns next week. We can have this ready. Because he said over the weekend that we're probably not headed towards lockdowns. Enough people are vaccinated. If you followed this thing, and I think this summarizes all my most basic questions, which most people have followed. And I think there's different ways of following COVID-19. There are people who decided that they're going to be terrified and that they are going to do whatever somebody in a white lab coat tells them to do. Now, look, I'm all for listening to doctors. I'm all for following the science. I don't think that's really the right way to say it. Science is a method of, figuring things out, the scientific method. I'm all for having things followed in an unbiased scientific method, absolutely. I'm certainly in favor of that, but I'm also skeptical of things that people have told me throughout the history of, in recent history, I go back to some data points that were fabricated by the folks that were trying to sound the alarm on climate science. Remember that? Numbers were straight up fabricated and doctored. And there are things like that. There are certainly things like that. People are certainly wrong. I mean, I have questions about masks. I'm not saying not to wear a mask. I'm saying I have questions about masks. My questions relate to studies that I had seen published before COVID-19. 7 or 8 or 9 consecutive studies all found that masks did not lessen the spread of the flu virus. In fact, one of those 7 or 8 or 9 studies showed that it actually increased the rate of spread for the flu virus. The size of a virus compared to the size of the holes in a mask, the number of microns wide, the size of each one of those things. I have questions about that. Well, Todd, it's not the actual virus. It's when it's aerosol form. So when it's spittle that comes out of your mouth. So the mask can stop the spittle. Okay, I can see that. Then I see other studies that say the spittle actually drops to the ground faster versus the virus can float long. I mean, there's just so many questions, and you're not allowed to ask. This is my problem from the beginning. You're not allowed to ask. And as I play this soundbite here from Don Lemon on CNN, telling his friend, tough guy Chris Cuomo, that he's over this. We just need to tell people who haven't been vaccinated they can't go to the supermarket. No shoes, no shirt, no service. Apparently Don Lemon thinks that's analogous here. No shoes, no shirt, no service, no vaccine is apparently what we should be doing here today. As I listen to this and as I think about how the other thing is, besides just we're not allowed to ask questions, the other part of this that troubles me is the way about which we go about trying to convince people. The radical left has given up trying to convince you. I don't know if it's the radical left. It's some of the radical left. But there's a group of people that have had given up on trying to convince you that you should take the vaccine. I'm all for that. By the way, the Constitution says that the United States, the government, should promote the general welfare, not force it upon people. Force is not a good thing. Force violates human choice. And the number of things we should be where force should come into the equation are very, very, very limited. Incredibly limited, in fact. For example, force should be a viable option for someone when they are defending their life or liberty, whenever they are under attack and under extreme threat from someone. That's where the force from a firearm or physical force is justified. Same with law enforcement officers. When there's a justifiable reason that I could be or someone else could be very likely injured, seriously injured, or even killed, then force is justifiable. Force is not justifiable just because someone doesn't agree with me. In fact, it's truly the antithesis of what I talk about on this program. It's truly the antithesis of the conservative ideology, which is simply, it's the whole premise upon which our conservative not bitter university is built upon, which is to get better and not bitter. Get better at persuading. Get better at communicating. Get better at understanding things, understanding how people need to hear them explained, articulated, so as to, be willing and open at some point to accepting them. I would never dream for in a million years that I could force my ideas upon anyone. It's just not the way that it works. Those convinced against their will are of the same opinion still. Some people say, I don't care what the real opinion is. I just want them to toe the line. I just want the desired results. My way is the best way. I'm not saying this about me, though you certainly know that it is. I'm kidding. I'm saying people think this. People think that their way is the best way. And that this is liberalism. This is really the conflicting, the fight that we're in. Conservatives who actually have information, and this is now speaking in broader generalities about concepts and ideas and principles, not specifically about COVID. I'm just talking about conservatism and just the way that we try to convince people. to accept conservative principles, values, and so forth, versus the way that the lovers of big government are trying to force people to get vaccinated or to make a choice that they disagree with, or that the individual disagrees with, that goes against what the crowd of force wants you to do. And instead of persuading you, instead of explaining, instead of arguing, they say, no, I've given up. Fun and games are over. It's time for you to be forced by us, because we're smarter than you, better than you, all these things. It's time for us to force you to do what we want. Forced compliance. That's not, of course, compliance. That's simply force. And so this is the path that we're on. And it's under, I guess, with that backdrop that I want to play this soundbite here from tough guy. Well, it's Don Lemon talking with tough guy Chris Cuomo here about COVID-19. He's over it. He's done with this. He's not going to have anything else to do with this. He's tired of trying to explain to people. He's over it. It's completely over talking with people about this. So I want you to hear this, because I've mentioned stuff like this is coming, people are ready to force you to have the vaccine. They're ready to force it, which we'll talk about that next segment as well. If, in fact, the vaccine works, as Dr. Fauci says, which I'll share that soundbite too. I just wanted to start with this because this is so, I think, in your face, over the top, anti-American rhetoric you're going to find from Don Lemon. But if the vaccine works, then you're letting people choose. If these people, the pro-vaccine, and I'm not saying it's the pro-vaccine crowd. I'm talking about the pro-vaccine crowd who says you should be forced to take it, like Don Lemon here. The folks that have had the vaccine should be safe from this. Yeah, but Todd, we still got to worry about the variants and what's going to happen to this virus. Well, people with the vaccine are still getting it. In fact, there was a study that showed a Massachusetts town. I forget which town. I have it here in my digital stack of stuff. Hat tip to the great Rush Limbaugh there. But one of the studies showed that 74% of the people who caught the Delta variant were already vaccinated. Now, they'll say that they were not impacted very heavily. They were not hospitalized or faced death in the vast majority of the cases. So now we're literally to the point where the vaccinated folks, they tell us, are facing almost just very, very minor illness. But because of their concern for the unvaccinated, they're going to force the unvaccinated to get the virus. I guess the vaccinated lovers of big government, not everyone who's vaccinated is a lover of big government. Do not misunderstand me. You know I've been very fair about this from the beginning on both sides. But there is a group of people who are vaccinated who think if you're not, you are precisely the problem. You're an idiot. You're a buffoon. Just the scum of the planet. You deserve to die. They believe. For people say stuff like this. Charles Barkley says you're a blank hole. I don't know how else to say it. Anyway, Don Lemon has to say this about it.
Don't get the vaccine, you can't go to the supermarket. Don't have the vaccine, can't go to the ball game. Don't have the vaccine, can't go to work. You don't have the vaccine, can't come here. No shirt, no shoes, no service. That's where I think we should be right now. Because we continue to waste our breath on people who are just not going to change. They're, the circular logic. They just keep going back and saying, well, it's my freedom, it's whatever.
Yeah, there you go. It's my freedom, it's whatever. See how flippant he is with your freedom, even with his freedom? He's tired of it. This is what statists want. They literally cannot cope with this. If you don't see the world as they see it, they just are in meltdown mode. And the only explanation is if you see things differently, is that you're an idiot. That's the only way that they can see this, that I'm an idiot, that they can't even bring themselves to just seeing that people have made decisions that they don't personally agree with. And you know what? That's life. I don't know where he was when this sort of stuff came up just in his regular life as he was growing up. I mean, this is basic stuff, Don. Especially if vaccines work, then people who are vaccinated shouldn't have any concern whatsoever based upon just the logic. Let's follow the science of logic here. They believe, I'm telling you, and this ideology or this way of thinking is liberalism in a nutshell. They think they know best. They think they care more than you. They think they're smarter than you. They're condescending. They give up trying to convince you. Their level of intellect, they believe, is so much higher than yours that they can't even explain it to you, because the hayseed hicks in this country, those in flyover country, are just total morons. That's what they think. Again, I'm not saying this. I want to make sure anyone that tunes in midstream here knows I'm not making these claims. That's what they think. Don Lemons of this world. Of course, none of those people listen to Don Lemon anyway, and that probably upsets him too, truth be told. But nonetheless, of course, that's how you cope, right? Why don't they watch my show? Because they're stupid. That's what Don Lemon thinks. People like that. People who say things like this. But the forced vaccination crowd is alive and well, and is growing day by day. I mean, Don Lemon's getting dangerously close here to literally almost arguing for the some sort of a mark where you can't eat, some sort of an identification where you can't eat unless you do what the government tells you to do. Literally, he's headed down this path. Show your papers, show the proof, maybe microchip you. Just saying. I'm just pointing that out. I mean, people who believe these things are called kooks, who say that there are people who would quickly go to those sorts of things as an option. It sounds like Don Lemon is quite literally arguing in favor of it. So, timeout's in order. Quick timeout. Sorry about the voice this morning. It is loosening up a little bit, but I can tell it's not the same as normal. So, quick timeout. I'm going to drink some fluids here. Oz is taking good care of me here this morning. Be back here in just a minute.
Looking to make a conservative, not bitter fashion statement? Check out our apparel online, including brand new items at toddhuffshow.com/shop today.
Were you surprised by your tax return last year? Did you get a large refund, or worse, did you have to pay more than you thought to the IRS? Or maybe you just got a new job, had a baby, or are going into retirement. Why wait for another tax surprise this year? Let Jody Dowdle with Midwest Tax Group help you project your taxes for the year to save you the stress come tax time. 317-288-5260. Jody and his team will analyze your paychecks to see if you're withholding too much or too little and help make corrections to any W-4s. If you're the sole proprietor of a business, this is a great idea for you to prepare for your tax filing. Midwest Tax Group has 4 office locations in Castleton, Greenwood, Plainfield, and their new location in Greenfield. Schedule your appointment today at 317-288-5260. And don't wait. The sooner you act, the more prepared you can be for any hidden tax surprises. That's 317-288-5260. Or visit their website at mwtaxgroup.com.
Flooded basement, failed sump pump. Water damage happens fast this time of year. For 38 years now, Hayes & Sons has been restoring water damage in Indiana homes and businesses. They'll help you navigate your insurance claim and get your life back on track. So when a water disaster strikes, tell your insurance agent you want Hayes & Sons for your restoration work. Visit hayesandsons.com/Todd for more information.
Our word can't be diluted because we are taught that a promise is a commitment in which you always follow through. No ifs, ands, or buts. So every time you walk through Greg Hubler Chevrolet doors, you can count on the advice and expertise we provide you. Because when we make a promise, we keep it. Greg Hubler Chevrolet. Promise kept. Visit GregHublerChevy.com. Find new roads.
Fireplaces can be beautiful and even essential in heating some homes. But did you know they could be dangerous to your family if not properly maintained? Chimneys need to be cleaned and inspected annually.
My family and I had Smalling Masonry inspect ours. They are friendly, informative, on time, and helped us use our wood-burning stove more efficiently. Call Christian-owned Smalling Masonry today at 317-903-8121 and mention my name, Todd Huff, for a 15% off chimney inspection and sweep.
Hi, this is Caleb with Gluff Plumbing. Does your home need some plumbing updates? Gluff Plumbing is your solution. We specialize in updating old plumbing, everything from water heaters to well pumps, to underground leaks and everything that has to do with water entering and leaving the home, including water and sewer main excavations. We pride ourselves on old-fashioned customer service. Call Gluff Plumbing at 765-721-6789 or visit gluffplumbing.com. That's GLUFF plumbing.com. Call us today.
Does your business have a plan for social media marketing? Are you reaching the right audiences through Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, and the list goes on? Are you learning from the data? Jarbo can help. Our team doesn't just come in and tell you how to be successful. We help you execute and measure your sales and marketing efforts. Give us a call at 317-834-6560 or visit us online at jarbomarketing.com. That's jarbomarketing.com. Make social media work for you.
If you're thinking of buying or selling a home, call my good friend Scott Veerkamp. Scott and his team have been helping people with their real estate needs since 1992, and he has sold literally thousands of homes for good families just like yours. For all your real estate needs, call Scott Veerkamp today at 317-979-4663. That's 979-HOME.
Welcome back. Oz has helped me with some hot liquids here and I got some honey as well to coat the throat. I feel a little bit better here. Everything's fine. I just occasionally, this is allergy related, sinus related. This time of the year, just some things. I mean, you can go back. You can almost go back in time, listen to episodes of this program almost, in past years to the day, and you can probably hear that I sound pretty much just like this. Pretty much just like they sound today, and actually even worse. In fact, I remember one time I had no business, but I toughed it out for you. I toughed it out for you, and I felt fine. Again, I just could barely get through the show. The vocals quit working towards the end of the show. Anyway, that's what's going on here behind the scenes. Speaking of thinking about years past, we are 1 week away from our 6th anniversary of starting this program, August 10th, 2015. That's the date that we actually launched this podcast. This podcast, or this show, when it started, was called The Antidote to Liberalism. That's how we started it. The Antidote to Liberalism. Just playful there, nothing serious. No forced vaccinations or antidote would have been given to anyone who disagreed with conservative teachings. We'll save that to the statists who want to force you to get the jab. But no forced antidote to liberalism. Just a conversation that would hopefully persuade people to accept the truths of constitutional conservatism. So, 6-year anniversary coming up, which is next week. That's always exciting. It's hard to believe. 6 years ago we started in a closet. It's really kind of remarkable to think about that. And I know I mention that from time to time on here. It's really just, we have new listeners coming on a lot, and it's just good to kind of, I guess, share that story to, I don't know, maybe it connects with you. Maybe you're at a place where you are starting a career or a business. I don't know. I think it's good to share our stories, and so I like to talk about it from time to time. Also, really quickly, and I'll get to Fauci here, tonight is the first night of our television program. Our television program, will air here in Indiana. By the way, I'm going to say this, I'll probably say this one other time just to make sure we get people that tune in at different times of the day. But you can watch our television program. I'm going to make sure that you can access it on our website for free right now. We might make it part of our memberships at some point, but I want everyone to be able to see and to, just as we launch, I want folks to be able to watch it if they want. And of course, why wouldn't you, right? But the program is just simply called Huff, very creatively named. It's similar to this. It's a little different format. It's less about current events and more about some of the ideas that come up in our discussion, but we focus more on the idea just because of the formatting, and we have guests and so forth on the television program as well. It's called Huff on local channels here in Metro Indianapolis, Central Indiana. It's on WHMB TV 40, which is on a lot of providers. You can check your local provider. It is not on DirecTV. It is not on DirecTV, but it's on Dish, I believe. It's on some local cable providers. It's on over-the-air antenna television. It's a station that's been here for a long time in Central Indiana, TV 40, WHMB, and you can also watch it on an app. It's a free app, and it's called Locast. If you want to do that, Locast, Locast. It's a free app. I think they do ask for a donation, so if you want to give a donation, you can, but that's an app where you can watch it as well. Or if you just join, and this is the part I want to say, it's free to do this. I'm just going to put it on a part of our website in our community. It'll be under a little section called TV. If you go on to go to community.toddhuffshow.com and just it's a free account, but we'll post it there a little bit later today as well. It starts at 9:30 tonight, TV 40. I might even post it a little bit earlier on our website for folks that want to see it. Again, community.toddhuffshow.com. Another way to make sure you get it is to sign up for our email newsletter, which is also totally free. toddhuffshow.com/subscribe. So enough about all that. I just wanted to make sure, just some housekeeping things here as we're launching the television show, approaching a 6-year anniversary here. The Truth Tour is we kick off the Truth Tour here in about a month, where we're taking this program outside the state. Lots of exciting things here. So I appreciate you for being a part of that, for listening, for helping make that within reach, and some exciting things are coming. Got some new staff that's starting here in the next couple of weeks too. So lots of stuff happening behind the scenes. But timeout is in order. I haven't forgot about Fauci. We'll play Fauci after the break. You're listening here to the home of conservative, not bitter talk. I'm your host, Todd Huff, back here in just a minute.
Had enough of the cancel culture? Why not fight back by directly supporting the advertisers who make this program possible? Visit supportouradvertisers.com to give those who help bring this program to you the opportunity to earn your business. Find out more about businesses like Gray Brothers Cafeteria, R&R Products, and Reformation by supporting supportouradvertisers.com today.
Are you tired of manually opening the gate every time you pull in the drive, especially during the freezing cold, pouring rain, or hot, humid weather? Then Gatekeeper Services has your solution. They offer affordable residential and commercial motorized units for your gated properties. Veteran-owned with over 50 years' experience in motorized gate sales and repairs on any make or model, and with numerous entry control options, Gatekeeper Services takes pride being certified in both automated gate system design and operator installation. Simplify your life today by calling 317-714-4061.
Remember how hot it was last summer? I was sweating our AC bills, so we replaced our system. We took advantage of Commercial Services' 72-month special financing. We have no interest after we pay in full within 72 months. No more embarrassing sweaty t-shirts. So if you want commercial-grade service for your home, give Commercial Service a call today.
Subject to credit approval. Call Commercial Service for details at 812-339-9114 or online at commercialservice.com.
Corin Homes is expanding their 55-plus community. Briar Creek is the only senior manufactured home community in Indianapolis featuring Indiana-built homes. Floor plans and finishes starting at $75,000. Enjoy affordable, low-maintenance lifestyle with the charm of a residential neighborhood. Located minutes from I-465 in Fort Harrison State Park. Corin Homes, family-owned and operated since 1955. Check us out at COHRONhomes.com. Mention the Todd Huff Show and receive a $1,000 discount on your new home.
There is plenty to worry about these days. If you're working with Blake Hornsby at Northwestern Mutual, your retirement and financial security doesn't need to be one of them. Blake is a time-tested financial advisor with over 20 years of experience at Northwestern Mutual. For an independent review of your financial planning needs, call Blake and mention the Todd Huff Show for a free initial consultation. Call 317-215-8322 or visit blakehornsby.com. Invest in your peace of mind with Blake Hornsby at Northwestern Mutual.
All right, here we go. $100 down, $200 down, $300.
I went to my first firearms auction a few years ago. It was hosted by TJ Freege, one of my good friends from high school, who is a champion auctioneer and one of the best in the business. In spite of objections from liberal legislators, I walked away with a .22 rifle and a few boxes of ammunition. And I had a great afternoon with my grandpa that I won't soon forget. If you've ever wondered what treasure you could find in an auction, visit FreegeAuctioneers.com and take a look at their upcoming Central Indiana auction schedule. That's Freege, F-R-E-I-J-E, auctioneers.com. Visit FreegeAuctioneers.com.
Hi, I'm TJ Freege, owner and lead auctioneer at Freege & Freege Auctions and Marketing. I invite you to come see the power of live auctions. It's fast, it's fun, it's transparent, and it's the absolute best way to ensure you get fair market value for your asset today. Get results, go auction.
Are you looking for reliable advice on real estate investing? Then you should start listening to the Homeboys. Clint and Scott have over 40 years of real estate investing experience that they use to educate and guide their listeners. Listen and learn from their experiences to maximize your real estate investment strategy. You can find the Homeboys podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or watch them on YouTube. That's the Homeboys podcast. They can show you how to get started and reach your real estate investment goals.
Have you seen the price of custom cabinetry and countertops lately? If you're looking for quality, affordable remodels, call Carriage House Woodworking. Our helpful professionals will walk you through every step of the process. We're offering a free sink base with qualifying purchases. Just enter CHWEINC.com/Todd or call 317-406-3042. Call Carriage House Woodworking. You won't have to spend your kids' inheritance just to upgrade your kitchen.
Welcome back. So, for those who actually, let me say this really quickly. Program brought to you by our friends at Jones Movers. JonesMovers.com. They're local. They help with local moves, out-of-state moves, self-storage units. You can visit them on Facebook at Jones Movers. It's good to have them on the program, and I welcome them. JonesMovers.com. Again, we have a whole list of folks that you can support. Again, we're not asking for charity. We're simply asking if you're in the market for something, see if there's someone in our advertising audience, in our advertising community, see if there's someone there that you would consider giving a chance to. And that's really all we're asking. And that is simply by going, you can do that by going to supportouradvertisers.com. So we appreciate Jones Movers. They're one of our newer advertisers, and it's good to have them on the program here. So, okay, I told you at the top that one of the most terrifying things to hear is Dr. Fauci say something that I think he means as meant to be as an encouragement or as good news. But the reason it terrifies me to hear Fauci say good news is because typically his MO has been to say some good news, or sometimes to say maybe not even something that can be quantified as good or bad. It's just in the next short period of time, days, well, heck, hours, days, weeks, what he says is literally the opposite of what he says in his next breath or the next speech or the next interview or what have you, the next report. So he's saying that he does not believe the U.S. is headed towards a lockdown, which is good. In fact, I was with a group last night and I said, look, I just asked, I'm curious what you're going to do if, we start seeing mask mandates again or even worse, lockdowns, right? What are you going to do? Are you going to do what you did last time? Or are you just going, I'm genuinely just asking. I'm not trying to lead, suggest anything. I'm just asking the question. Are you just going to comply and do it? Are you not going to do it? Are you going to make a fuss? Are you going to protest? Are you going to, I don't know, just are you going to vocally and voraciously oppose this? Are you going to do it just like we did the first time? Is it somewhere in between? That was my question. And we got some, a bit of a variety, I guess, of responses. Anyway, Fauci says we're not headed towards lockdown, which of course makes me very concerned that is really what's being discussed behind closed doors. In fact, you would have seen over, I think, the end of last week, Biden's CDC, I think it's CDC, one of his people saying that that was being discussed. Then she came out and said she wanted to clarify that really wasn't being discussed. So who knows what's going on here? I put nothing past these folks. I think we should assume that lockdowns are absolutely being discussed. The political ramifications, of course, being the primary concern now that Biden is in office. How do we mitigate this with the Democrat running the show versus how do we attack and malign and blame the Republican when he's in office? So different set of circumstances regarding how it's going to be talked about and so forth by the media. But the conversation is still there. These conversations are happening behind closed doors. Do not doubt that for 1 millisecond, because it absolutely is. Here's Fauci on ABC This Week explaining that very perspective.
Have enough of the percentage of people in the country, not enough to crush the outbreak, but I believe enough to not allow us to get into the situation we were in last winter. But things are going to get worse. If you look at the acceleration of the number of cases, the 7-day average has gone up substantially. What we really need to do, John, we say it over and over again, and it's the truth. We have 100 million people in this country who are eligible to be vaccinated, who are not getting vaccinated. We are seeing an outbreak of the unvaccinated. There's some breakthrough infections among vaccinated. You expect that because no vaccine is 100% effective. But in the breakthrough infections, they are mostly mild or without symptoms, whereas the unvaccinated, who have a much, much, much greater chance of getting infected in the first place, are the ones that are vulnerable to getting severe illness that might lead to hospitalization and, in some cases, death. So we're looking not, I believe, to lockdown, but we're looking to some pain and suffering in the future because we're seeing the cases go up, which is the reason why we keep saying over and over again, the solution to this is get vaccinated, and this would not be happening.
And is this pain and suffering?
Okay. So there's Fauci saying he doesn't foresee lockdowns. No word is whether or not he thinks that people who have not been vaccinated should be able to go to the grocery store, as Don Lemon is out there suggesting that they shouldn't. But this is the current position. But again, how many times have we heard literally the exact opposite? Remember, masks are largely symbolic. Remember at the beginning, masks, we were told, can actually lead to a higher rate of infection. That, by the way, is what previous studies of masks had all shown. Well, they either showed that there was no noticeable impact on lowering the transmissibility of a virus, of a virus, of a flu virus. And one study showed that a mask actually increased it slightly. So none of the studies showed that masks worked until they decided we needed to wear masks. And then if you remember Fauci, remember 2 masks? 2 masks was a thing. It still is a thing, I think, in some places. Goggles was a thing. I'm not making this up. Fauci went from masks are largely symbolic to you better double mask. I mean, literally, it is the opposite. Well, Todd, he was just following the science. That is not at all what I see from this. It defies any rational explanation. I don't know. Does it help with other things? Does it make people feel like that they're empowered and they can do something by putting on a mask? I don't know what he's really trying to get at. Some people say that they just want to stay important and, be able to tell people what to do, and they get, a little bit excited by the power. I don't know. I don't know what it is. I know that it is the opposite many times. It is the opposite. Remember at the beginning, you have to go back in your memories here a long time, almost, getting close to a year and a half ago. Remember it was 15 days. You remember this? 15 days to slow the spread. That's what we were trying to do. We were just trying to keep our hospitals and emergency rooms from getting overwhelmed. That was the whole point of the initial reaction. Now it's, in some circles, it's quite literally in the Don Lemon circles. Now, granted, those circles are insane, but they exist. The Don Lemon circles of the world, it went from 15 days to slow the spread to you better get vaccinated if you want to have some bread. And that is literally where we've gone. What is this going to look like in another 15 months? God forbid this stuff continues, which again, I mean, in some respects, you find yourself wondering, is this going to be what it's like for the remainder of our lives, where they get people so tuned in and so riled up? And I'm not saying there's nothing to, I just think there's a balance. I think perspective is required. There are things to be concerned with. There's steps people should take and all that sort of stuff. Has been from the beginning. But to get to the point to where you literally look to someone in Washington, D.C. to protect you and to follow their every word when their words have proven time and time again that what they're telling us is simply not consistent, nor is it logical in many cases, nor does it make sense. To put every ability, every ounce of that responsibility on anyone, to me, is completely ludicrous. And as Americans, I think it's ludicrous. I'm not saying we shouldn't listen. I'm just saying that they owe it to us to explain, and shut up and get in line and do as we say simply is not going to cut it for people like me and a lot of people in this country who are free thinkers, who want to understand before you start putting something into my body. What does that really mean? Why are you telling me to do this? Don't just tell me to shut up and do it. You'll have to forgive me because I'm a little skeptical of that. If you can't explain it to me, part of me thinks you don't know enough about it to articulate to me, who you think, by the way, not you, but the person that's insisting on forcing me to comply to his or her viewpoint of the world. If you think I'm an idiot, but you can't explain it to me, right? I mean, that's really what this comes down to. And some people say, I calculated the risk and I've decided that it's not worth it. They cannot deal with that. Even though at this point, they're literally telling us it doesn't affect them at all. They don't know how to deal with that. They're beside themselves. So, timeout's in order. Sit tight. Listening to Conservative Not Bitter Talk. I'm your host, Todd Huff, back here in just a minute.
Had enough of the cancel culture? Why not fight back by directly supporting the advertisers who make this program possible? Visit supportouradvertisers.com to give those who help bring this program to you the opportunity to earn your business. Find out more about businesses like Ward's Apparel, Edwards Equipment, and Indiana Wooded Paradise Retreat by visiting supportouradvertisers.com today.
Weddings, reunions, business, church, or family retreats, Indiana Paradise Retreat is a hidden gem located right here in central Indiana. With over 11,000 square feet, a theater, gym, sauna, hot tub, pool, stocked lakes, and even an on-site event hangar, we have just the place for your next event. Find us on Airbnb, VRBO, or just search for Indiana Paradise Retreat. We look forward to seeing you soon.
Are you looking to purchase waterproof flooring for your home? Did you know it's as easy as typing rnrproducts.com/Todd in your search engine for a great deal on our core tech line? Since 1971, R&R Products has provided brand name products at an affordable price to the listening area. Call 317-745-5794 or go online to rnrproducts.com/Todd. R&R Products. We make your flooring experience easy and affordable.
This is the sound of your typical do-it-yourselfer in completely over his head.
For heating, plumbing,
and electrical done right.
Call Mr. Quick. Call Mr. Quick. Dial the number, spell the words. For on time.
The compassion of Christ. It's living life connecting to the broken and messy world. It's not simply walking down the street and dropping a quarter in someone's bucket. It's been perverted by Satan from biblical compassion to feeling sorry for, and sympathy isn't where God wants us to live. It's connecting to broken people in our daily life. Living the compassion of Christ.
Has it been a while since your last eye checkup? Has your eyesight changed? At Best Insight Eye Care, they keep an eye on your vision. Their doctors use the most advanced technology and eye care products available. At Best Insight, you will find professionals who genuinely care about you and are dedicated to providing exceptional service. Mention this ad for 10% off your glasses purchase. Schedule your appointment at the Southeast Side, Indianapolis, or New Palestine locations by visiting bestinsighteyecare.com or calling 317-782-4000 to get the best insight.
When life is hard for the women you care about, there is help with issues such as widowhood, anxiety, depression, or abuse. They don't have to go through it alone. Peace Restored is there to walk with women through the journey. Peace Restored helps women through free mentoring, counseling, and education. When life is hard, Peace Restored is there to help women you care about find hope and healing. To learn more, visit peacerestored.net.
Family owned since 1973, Edwards Equipment at 1375 East Main Street in Danville is ready to meet your equipment needs by selling, renting, and servicing several makes and models of lightweight residential or heavy-duty commercial equipment. We carry and service top-name brands like Ferris, Kubota, Steel, Gravely, Honda Power, Land Pride, and more. Visit edwardstractor.com or call 317-745-6427 to check out our clearance specials today. At Edwards Equipment, we don't just sell you any piece of equipment, we sell you the right piece of equipment.
Welcome back. Here's the Twitter exchange where actually Dr. Rochelle Walensky, who's the director of the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, that's the CDC, was on special report with Brett Baer on, I guess it was Friday, that the U.S. was looking, quote, into a possible nationwide vaccine mandate. So someone tweets this out and says the U.S. CDC director says federally mandating COVID-19 vaccination is something the Biden administration is looking at. Fox News interview. Then Dr. Walensky tweets out, responds to that tweet and says, to clarify, there will be no nationwide mandate. I was referring to mandates by private institutions and portions of the federal government. There will be no federal mandate. Again, a lot of these things are, we have to view these things as what they are, which sometimes is just reaction, right? Sometimes it is, yikes, you said that and that did not get the reaction. Sometimes it's literally a trial run, a test balloon to see what the response is going to be. And if they don't think that they have the political capital to carry it off, then they say, let's nix that. Maybe that's what's happened here. Maybe it was a mistake. I don't know. But that, of course, is what they're telling us. But I have no doubt that this is being discussed in the Biden administration, vaccine mandates. I have no doubt about that at all. Timeout's necessary. Sit tight. Back in just a minute.
Listen to Todd's show on your way to work, but want to hear more? Don't miss a beat. Visit toddhuffshow.com/listen to catch the program anytime, anywhere.
Unhappy with your CPAP machine? Now you have an alternative. The docs at Indy Dental Sleep have an oral appliance that treats snoring and sleep apnea. They begin with an in-home sleep test that is diagnosed by a sleep physician before prescribing your appliance. And it's covered by most medical insurance plans. It's preferred 20-1 versus CPAP. Call 317-888-4036 and start getting the sleep you need. Or visit IndyDentalSleep.com. Are your health insurance premiums making you sick? There is a cure. With the Pro-Life Health Plan, your savings could be as much as 60%. The Pro-Life Health Plan allows you to enjoy the freedom of choosing any doctor, any hospital, anywhere. And their enrollment is open year-round. Just give Eric a call at 888-448-5370 or visit them online at iCellHealth.com. Better coverage at a better cost.
You're busy. At Citizens Bank, we know your time is precious. That's why we're bringing a full-service branch to Stones Crossing for all your home, commercial, and personal banking needs. Looking to open an account, get assistance from your mortgage and commercial lenders, or just make all banking transactions right from your car? We can make it easy for you. Visit our new branch at 1767 West Stones Crossing Road. Citizens Bank. More bank for your buck.
I want to get one more season out of my furnace or air conditioner. Have you or someone you know ever made that statement? Economy heating, air conditioning, and plumbing has heard it a lot. Did you know that furnaces and air conditioners are most likely to break down when they're under stress? That means during the hottest and coldest months of the year, like those months quickly approaching us. With winter on the horizon, now is the time to replace that old rickety unit. With 0% financing for up to 72 months and up to $600 in instant rebates, now is the time to buy. Doing great work is Economy's priority, and the satisfaction of their customers is their number one goal, guaranteed. Make your home comfortable this winter. Contact Economy Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing today by calling 317-831-5279 or visit them at economyheatingandair.com.
Need to refresh or renovate your commercial space? Call Interior Construction Services today, providing the highest level of quality construction at a competitive price. Our service-minded team is here to deliver the detail-oriented environment you're looking to create, on time and on budget. Call us at 317-991-4660 or visit us online at interiorconstruct.com. Interior Construction Services. Progressive, productive, professional.
Hey Indy, Sid here with Killa Dent Removal. We specialize in a paint-free repair process known as PDR. Our certified master technicians remove dents and dings of all shapes and sizes, including hail damage, with zero body fillers, zero painting, and zero diminished value. Most repairs are completed the same day, many even while you wait. Check us out at killadentremoval.com, and remember folks, don't paint your car, go PDR.
Really quickly here, a couple of things. Number one, I want to make sure I wasn't saying that vaccine mandates were going to happen. I simply pointed out that those conversations are happening. That is being discussed. I don't have any doubt about that. I wanted to clarify that. Number two, I feel like the need to tell you, this just happened here during this program, the U.S. women's national soccer team will not be playing for gold. They lost to Canada, so they'll be in the bronze medal match. I guess we won't have to talk about whether or not they will kneel at the podium if they win gold, because they will not win gold. So crisis averted there. And number three, reminder, television show Huff tonight, TV 40. Go to our website, subscribe to our email newsletter, and you'll get a first peek. I got to go. SDGC tomorrow. Take care.
As a listener of this program, I have no doubt that you embrace the value of hard work, honesty, and integrity. And when you have the opportunity to work with a company that fully embraces and shares these values, I'm sure you jump at it. Economy Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing is just that type of company in Central Indiana. Jeff and Jod Woods have a team of professional technicians here to help tune up your furnace or install a quality new train system. And they're also here to fix those nasty plumbing problems that seem to happen at the absolute worst time. So the next time you have a plumbing, heating, or cooling need, give the good folks at Economy Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing a call. Call 317-831-5279. That's 317-831-5279. Or visit economyheatingandair.com.
Are you concerned about your investments? Intrepid Financial has been educating, customizing, and servicing Hoosier investment portfolios since 1998. Our family-owned and operated business builds strong bonds with our clients. When you call, we answer the phone, always ready to walk you through your investment strategy. Intrepid means without fear. We want our clients to be fearless, to feel secure with their investments. Give us a call at 317-818-1776 or visit us online at intrepidfinancial.com.
Our sense of smell stimulates memory and emotion. A scent can seemingly transport us to another place in time. Homemade, hand-poured candles and melts from spur-of-the-moment creations will give your nose the experience the rest of your body is missing during any season of the year. Crackling firewood, fresh-cut grass, Macintosh apple, and even racing fuel are some of their over 200 engaging fragrances. Visit spurofthemomentcreations.com and enter coupon code TODD at checkout to receive 15% off your order today.